What's up, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of The Pit, brought to you by Sports Grip Revolution 2.0 over at www.sportsgrip.com. Use the Pit 10 and save 10% on the best arm wrestling forearm training tool on the market. And today, our special guest, and I hope I don't mess up his name, Zack Strigin, the creator, the CEO of the GripDeck.
Yeah.
When I first saw these products, I was like, man, coming from a manufacturing standpoint, I was like, wow, man, these guys will buy anything. How good can these products be? They're 3D printed. Well, to give it a fair shot, I ordered this one. This is the GripDeck. It's can't see it. The GD-LNR. So it's for your. You don't.
Up behind it.
Huh?
There you go. Yeah, like that, right there. There you go.
So this is the one that I purchased, and as you can see, it's just as simple as switching hands. You've got the holes that you can slide into the handle, which I'll show you guys in a minute. And then I also purchased their little thumb trainer that came in with the package that I bought. Then I got the Pronator Hater, which is their version of a hand. And then a fan of the show, Ed Wolfson, I'm going to give him a big shout out. Purchased the GD Max for me. And I tell you what, all the bands on this, I can't close it. This thing is awesome. So I have to say, I love this product. I love the simplicity of this product. I'm really excited that Zack agreed to come onto our show. Zack is a prominent figure in the arm wrestling world. Everybody's after him to come onto the podcast to sponsor their events. So I'm very much honored that he has decided to come onto our little podcast and speak with us for a little bit.
Yeah, so we got him coming on in a little bit. So we just kind of wanted to hop on here and tell you guys how excited we are to be back. Ray's chugging his orange juice. We had
my BCAs.
Yeah, we had some computer problems, but we're up and rolling again. We got some workarounds figured out, so we're good to go.
And then we got some exciting things happening, right? So we've got our first sponsored athlete, Danny Medreos, super heavyweight arm wrestler. We came out with a shirt design for him. We're trying to get 36 pre-orders. We'll put in the order, and all the profits from the shirts go to him to help him pay for his entry fees. The Pit Podcast is also sponsoring the Ultimate Arm Wrestling League Amateur division.
Wow.
Really, it's not really a sponsorship, though. So I have a gentleman that I trained, Desmond McBroom. He was supposed to come onto the show a couple weeks back, but unfortunately his father passed away on the same day. So prayers out to Desmond. But anyways, Desmond went out to Patterson, first ever tournament, super heavyweight amateur division, went undefeated right and left, and won the overall. Nobody even came close to slowing him down.
Perfect, man.
So, the Pit Podcast, again, I'm used to just kind of doing things on my own because it's my money. So, the Pit Podcast is going to be putting up a $200 bounty to the first California amateur super heavyweight to beat Desmond. Will get $200. Now, if by some chance somebody beats Desmond say Desmond goes undefeated in the tournament, now we get to the overalls, and he loses a match in the overalls, whoever beats him will get the $200 that I'm putting up, plus the CEO, Bill Collins, the UL Ultimate Arm Wrestling League, will be throwing in another $100. So that's $300 potentially someone can win if they beat Desmond in the overalls.
Can you beat our man? We don't think so. We got money on the line.
That's right. You know, it's funny, brother. It's funny. I've gotten some hateful comments over that post. You know?
Oh, really?
Well, like people saying, hey, if he's good enough to have a bounty, he should be pro. He's literally only competed in one fucking tournament. And you got guys that have been amateur for 3, 4, 5 fucking years.
Yeah, exactly. Let us have our fun. Let us build our champ up the way we want to build our champ up, okay? We got some hype going behind him. We'll do what we're going to do, okay? We're going to build ourselves a nice champion out here.
Also, we have our first podcast sponsor, sportsgrips.com. I should have grabbed the gray one because the black one's not going to show very well. But this is what the tool is. This is what you do with it. This company has supported me for the past year. These handles go for $185. Now, as always, I purchased my grip because I wanted to make sure it was a product I could get behind. Then they sponsored my arm wrestling event. They sent me $2,000 worth of product to give out to my winners. Now they're sponsoring this podcast. The way this sport grows is by getting sponsors, by supporting the people that are putting money into the sport. Now you guys are saying, well, how does them sponsoring the show help the sport? Well, the Pit Podcast is sponsoring athletes. Right now, Danny Medreos, our sponsorship for him is that we're going to cover all approved events. We're going to cover his entry fees for those events. Now, you may say that's not a lot of money. Well, at $100 a pop, you know, because he pulls right and left hand, he competes at least, 5, 6 times a year. That's a little bit of change, a little bit of money to help him out. So the money that we earn from commissions from people using our promo code, the Pit 10, that money goes back into our sponsorship program so we can build it up and hopefully we can sponsor another athlete. My goal is by the next year, I want to be able to say, hey, we're sponsoring 5 athletes. And it may be only entry fees right now, but as our channel grows, we've only got 31 subscribers. So as our channel grows, as we get more recognition, we get more views, we're able to monetize our channel, we'll be able to give more back to the sport. First and foremost, first of all, Big Mike, he's not an editor. He's never competed in arm wrestling ever, but he loves the sport. I've known Big Mike since Ice Country Crush. He developed the website. I've been competing on and off in the sport since 1985, but most and foremost, I am a fan. And I want to see the sport grow. Devin has done so much for the sport. Travis Bajan, yeah, I know. Travis Bajan has done a lot for the sport. And I just want to do my little part. So that's why we're doing the sponsorship program. That's why we're looking for, sponsors for the podcast. We have another one. I'm not going to announce it yet. I'll probably announce it next week once it's finalized. But we have another company that's going to be jumping on, hopefully. And like I said, the more we can bring in, the more we can put back into the sport.
Heard that,
don't
brother.
So don't forget, right here, guys, this is where you want to go. Right underneath the GripDeckTools.com, you got SportGrips.com, promo code ThePit10. This is where you guys want to be at. You can bring this in your gym.
Yeah, you're definitely going to want.
What's that?
I said, yeah, you're definitely going to want to get the Revolution 2.0. That's a good ass equipment right there.
I mean, this thing is just awesome.
And use our code at checkout to get $10 off. So do that.
Exactly. I mean, take it in your gym with you. Keep it in your truck. I love this thing.
I need to get one for the truck. That'd be great.
Dude, I mean, it's so simple. So my little training kit that I take with me to work includes this one, the GD L&R, the GD Grip Max, the GD Thumb, and then the Sports Grip Revolution. I've been training exclusively up until yesterday just with these 4 products. Yesterday was my first full workout back since getting sick and just kind of not feeling like training. But these products are just amazing. We're not sponsored by GripDeck. GripDeck didn't give us anything for free, so we are not obligated to say what we're saying about them. The product is legit. It's quality. It's good. The value is on point. And, you know, Zach hit it out of the park with these products, man. They're just, yeah. I can't speak highly enough about them. I think they look
great, man. I think that, yeah, for sure. And
so again, guys, we're going to have Zach, the owner, the creator, the CEO of GripDeck Tools, coming on here in a second. We've only got him for 15 minutes, so it's going to be a real quick interview. You know, hey, Zach, how you doing? Tell us about GripDeck, how you got started, what inspired you, what's going on, what you got going on, and hopefully we can get him on, because he doesn't have to. I know when I had Country Crush, I kind of became a snob. And I didn't do a lot of, I got invited to do a lot of podcasts, but I didn't do them because I had my own, so I didn't feel like helping anybody else build theirs.
Oh, for sure, yeah, told, man. But you did, you helped out in a lot of other ways, like giving away the free handles everywhere.
You know, brother, it's that you say that, because while we're waiting for Zach, you know, I was cleaning out some stuff and I had some old Country Crush records and everything. So in my tenure with Country Crush, I gave away 2,300 handles. Wow. 2,300 handles I gave away.
How much were you selling them a pop? 150 or something like that?
It depends on the size.
The base?
The
baseline would have been 100.
The base model was $124.99.
Okay. I don't remember.
Yeah, 23 handles. I gave away 23 handles.
You want to see my little, check this guy out. I got some resistance bands.
Uh-oh.
Around my other mic.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I'm just gonna work on this when I can. Make sure I don't knock my water over. How about that? You know what I'm talking about? Get up on it. Right here, ready? Yeah, right there, baby. This is really all you gotta do, man. I mean, come on. I mean, just a little bit of this every once in a while. You get right back into the motion of things, you know, and you say, yeah, maybe I can go out and do another event. I don't know. Maybe I will train for another one. I don't know.
Right? Man, I tell you what, you know, after the North American Championships by Boom Arm Wrestling, I just lost all desire to train, and like I just shut down and just I focused everything into work. I was working like 100 hours a week, and I went up to Patterson. I felt good. I felt strong. You know, I did the super match with Danny. Got absolutely annihilated. I mean, it looked like I was a beginner. You know, I just had nothing. And now that I'm training, like yesterday, we did strict curls. So I wanted to see how much I lost. Now, when I was training and everything was going good, hey, what's up, Zach?
How are you?
What's going on, bud? Thank you for coming on. We know we only have you for a short time, so we'll get right into it. We did a little intro. We got them right here, baby.
Right
yeah.
They stay in my gym bag. I take them to work with me. So we got you for a short time, so I just want to get right into it, brother. Zach, why don't you please tell us what inspired you to get into GripDeck? Do you have a history in arm wrestling? What's your story? Tell us about yourself.
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Zach. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely.
I just want to say, I'm usually not late to stuff, but today was just enjoying myself with some friends, and I'm glad to be able to do everything all in the same day. So
You're right on time, brother. No worries. Yeah, we were just in here. We were talking some stuff up. We wanted to get in here a little early beforehand and just kind of talk some stuff. But yeah, you're right on time, man. Okay, thank you.
all right, absolutely.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you. And well, GripDeck was I was a truck driver when I made it. The first one I made out of garbage, literally 2 pieces of wood that I got out of a garbage. And the idea was that it was huge. So the first one was like this long, which is horrible.
Right, yeah.
So, but it worked. So the reason I wanted to make it was because I started arm wrestling and my fingers were super duper weak, and I thought, man, I got these things that are shaped like this, grip tools like that. No shade, no shade against them, but I had been already using them for years. I had already been using them in my truck while I was truck driving every day for 16 hours. And I'm like, it's just like these guys are so strong. They're still peeling my fingers back. What can I do? So I tried to make something new. And what I found was that for me, maybe my fingers are a little on the shorter side than the things that are like this. And so they're so open that my pinky wasn't getting anything. And the pinky and this ring finger, in my opinion, were the fingers that had to be the strongest for arm wrestling. So like, if you're going to top roll, that containment for the top fingers is really beneficial. But the strength on the lower fingers was where everyone was going because it's the easiest. It's the weakest point. So, and it's those focused repetitions that for me, I started to develop over time. That went from this long board to a shorter version to a shorter version. And then I stopped making them out of wood because there's no way I'm going to stay up all night making wood grip decks. And so, now I 3D print them en masse, and I'm just doing
Nice.
I'm just going for it. And
is that that's your whole setup right there behind you? Those are your 3D printers and everything?
Yep. Those are
very
all
cool,
right
dude. Nice.
We got 7 now. We've gone from I don't know, just like I mostly listen to people. That's really the key to making something that works, is just listening. Like I know Ray did had a comment on the packaging. I took his word, and all of my boxes are now branded by hand. It takes me hours, but it's worth it.
Nice.
Mostly just listening to what people have to say is the reason why the product is getting better and better.
Well, I tell you, like I said, I was pleasantly surprised when I got the product. One of the things I tell everybody is I purchase my product so that way I can give a fair review. I'm not beholden because I got something free. Matter of fact, I actually thought you sent me something by mistake, and it turned out to be somebody that watches the show that bought it for me.
Yes.
But I got to tell you, man, out of the products I have, this is my favorite. I love this thing.
Yeah.
In fact, after the podcast, I gotta get into my gym with my team and train, and this is exactly what we're using today. But the simplicity of it, you nailed it. Like Country Crush is pretty simplistic, but if you wanted to change things out, it took you a little bit of time. This is so simple and so easy. It takes nothing to put on. Boom, now I'm right hand. Boom, now I'm left hand. There's like no complication, no pins. Man, I said before that you're on, brother, you get out of the park with this.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm still revising it. In fact, I'm making something similar. This is what I call the pronator hater. Now, I'm not the first to try to mimic this part of someone's hand, right? I'm not the first guy to do that. And this isn't supposed to be the greatest thing, but this is very specific. It doesn't have a strap slot for a reason. I want the pressure in my fingertips. I want it to leave from my hand. I do not want the strap with this handle. Defeats the purpose. I'm looking for better containment. If I can beat you outside of the straps, let's not waste time. I got 10 other people. Let's just get through this. Okay, we all got to go home and eat dinner after the show, right?
Right.
So this tool is something that I have found to be really, really powerful for my ability to static hold against pronation. And I can just tell you it's identical. And so what I'm doing is I'm trying to turn this into a grip tool as well. And it's a very strange concept.
Yeah.
But this will also be a handle too. So what you'll get is the effects of this handle when it's closed. See how it's closed?
Right.
It's the handle.
Okay.
But it's also the grip tool.
Gotcha.
So this will go on a handle, just same one that you've got there, Ray. And it's similar. It's not as full bodied. You see, I've had to actually cut some height there.
Right.
So it's a different experience. But this is just a super basic prototype. But so it's evolving, right? I mean, so I thank you I'm so glad that you love that. And I'm hoping to have more tools that work similarly, but are different and serve a different purpose.
Well, again, I mean, they're versatile. I mean, you literally have, in my opinion, you have the ultimate arm wrestling traveling training kit. I mean, everything's lightweight. You can easily put this in your travel bag going on a plane. It's not going to flag anything. I remember a customer of mine won a Country Crush at an event, put it in his carry-on bag, and it got flagged at the TSA. And he lost it. They took it.
That's a bummer, dude.
Right? They actually took it because they thought it could just spin. So I ended up sending him another one so that way he could, at least have his prize. But regarding your pronator hater, now I've actually come out with hands myself. I did my own version of a hand 10 years ago. I just did a hand for the armed combat table. But what I like about this over my own hands is you didn't put a long thumb. So you really, really have to cup and hold that in there or you're slipping right off of it. Yep. So, I mean, it's really, really targeting. And, for me, my weaknesses, like you said, which are right here, my pinky and my ring finger. And then you add that with your GripDeck, and it's a total package, game changer, man. Again, I could sit here and spend a whole show just, and I don't say that about everybody. There's a lot of products out there I don't like. I'll put it out there. There's a lot of stuff that Golden Grip puts out that it's like, dude, stop stealing it from everybody else and come up with your own stuff. And that's the other thing I like about you. Your products are unique. I personally, maybe it's because I don't search the internet that much, but I personally haven't seen any other product out there close to it. And that to me, that's a winner, man. Good job on that. Now, now I know when I did Country Crush, I tried to get patent on it. And I wasn't able to because you have to have so many characteristics to make it unique. Are you able to patent this, or are you even able to talk about that? Or
Yep. It's patented already.
Nice.
There's an official utility and design patent that I'll have to pay for. I've got somewhere like 300 and something days left until I can actually finalize a complete patent with a patent attorney. The unfortunate part, it's going to be around probably somewhere between 15 to 20 grand. It could be less, but I'm going for 15 to 20,000 because that's pretty much as bad as it gets for patenting a product. But what I'm hoping is that I can perfect a patent that will allow me to patent all of my grip tools, even though like it's the fact that, and this is how they come off of the printer. They come off,
Right.
you know, this is obviously unfinished, but the fact that they use a spine, this kind of pivoting centerpiece, and that they use resistance bands and a locking type slot that allows the bands to keep it all together, and that it uses two parallel surfaces. This is the area in which my patent attorney is going to really help me, you know, dial in the patent process, because right now what I've got is complete coverage for a year on several different patents, all about $130 a piece. For those that don't know, if you're going to file a patent, you can quickly do one. Depending on your state, it's up to $130. You can do it very quickly, but if you do not learn how to file a patent beforehand, most likely going to get rejected. So do your research, listen to stories, don't waste your time. $130 is really not that much, but you do not want to be wasting your time. I don't care what it is. Don't waste your time, do some research, and then get your idea out there in the world. Work. You've got a whole year to just put ass to grass and just make it happen. And so hopefully I can do things like the arm wrestling edition and the GD Max in one official 23-year long protected patent. It's a long-winded way of saying yes.
Nice. So,
Well, and even things like this, it'll cover
right.
the micros too.
Right. Yeah, I love this thing. So, like I said, I keep it in my truck. So, brother, I've been seeing you around everywhere. What's it like going to East versus West and these bigger events and meeting the elite of the sport?
What's it like? Well, in some cases, a saying comes to mind, which is that you should never meet your heroes.
Hey,
Yeah.
we talked about that not too long ago, right?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Uh-oh.
So, that gave me a detailed lesson on how to regulate my expectations.
Okay.
I internalized that, and I realized that, well, first of all, John Brzezinski is one of the nicest guys. I'm not just saying that because he's the GOAT. I'm just saying that because after so much, legendary, perfection in a sport, he just doesn't have an ego. He's egoless. I mean, really.
That I'll agree with 100%. Being somebody who's actually got to arm wrestle John a few times.
Have you? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I pulled him in. I pulled him down at Universal Studios at the IFA. It was at in the Conan Theater. John took first. Don McClary took second. I took third. Believe it or not, I was 108 at one time.
Oh wow! I believe it.
And then I pulled John in 2000 up in Reno. I lost to him, and I lost to his brother Bill. I took third, beating Tom Nelson for third place. So that was a fun tournament. But no, you're right. John is a very humble guy, very quiet, very reserved person. And just, yeah, he's dominated the sport for a very long time. Even though I have a difference of opinion on who the GOAT is, he is definitely the legend of the sport. That's for sure.
Yeah, and so I'll simplify my time. It was great. Michael Todd is a business partner of mine, and I now, because of this, I got to meet a lot of my other business partners, even from Canada. So Courtney, you guys saw her on stage fight against that other young woman. I got to meet with Matt Oliver, who is an absolutely delightful guy. I got to meet Devin, and I got to meet Giannis and Coach Ray, and then, but Michael Todd, is super focused and super busy, but the short time he could spend talking with me about ideas and the future of things, he's very open-minded. He's very willing to put in the work. And I learned a lot too. Tom Holland, I never got a chance to meet him. He is so kind and cool and regular. And
Nice.
Hell yeah.
yeah, it's so, I'm like, man, I like this dude. I'm like, what are you doing after all this? He's like, I've got to fly on a plane, mate. I can't do it, But I'll be sending him some stuff. But I brought a bunch of Monster Michael Todd models to Arkansas. I gave them away to the public, and we're doing a video on that. I gave a bunch to other athletes, and hopefully, I'm a nerd about God. I'll mention him one time, but God willing, I can do some work for some wholesaling for ArmBet. I'm going to talk with Devin and his team over at ArmBet and see if I can work something out. He's a really big fan of the Thumb Killers, and this is the new design. So we'll see what we can do. We'll see what comes of it, but I really try to make the most of it, and it was a blast.
Nice.
That works out. That would be great for you, man.
Well,
Yeah.
brother, I know you're on a time limit, and we kind of went over it. Is there anything else that you want to talk about? Do you have a 4th of July sale coming up?
Well, I do. Thank you for respecting the time. I'll say this. The new design is looking like this. It's red, white, and blue.
Yeah. Love
Love
that,
it.
man. That's sick.
It's really, really cool, and it's actually much heavier than you think. It's a smaller product, but where it's solid here is absolutely solid. It's 100% solid in there. It's like, and then this is actually much thicker and durable in person. And then where the bands are, I don't care how strong you are, you're not breaking it. The new design on this is really, really strong. So what you have, Ray, is the Thumb Killer, same thing. It's going to get you the same exact way. It's just that I produced several hundreds of those, and so I'm doing stock with my bundles, which is what you receive.
Nice. That's all. I'll have to get being a veteran, I'm going to have to get the red, white, and blue one too. So be looking for my order here pretty soon.
Well, I will be, and I want to say too, I have a really big discount code for anybody who is watching right now that's looking for some new tools. It's July 4th. Spelt out July 4th. It's 20%. And even if you miss out on that, which it's blasted all over my website, you'll see it on my website. That applies to everything. I've got handles like this, which I'd love to display. This is the grenade handle. And
yeah, I saw it on your website. It looks super sick.
Did you? Yeah, well, I'm flattered.
Yeah.
Basically, it has two holes, one there so you can just really dial in the fingertip pressure, and then there's the center hole, which of course you can, if you're a fan of hand control, I personally am. I can't really take advice from the guys with the long forearms because our physics and leverages, they are not the same. They will never be the same. So I find to have the more hand control I have with my shorter arm and the more inside pressure I can apply, the better I seem to do. So I designed this. It's got the grooves and everything because it will let you lock in a spot. If you don't want to do this, throw it on the center, do some lat drags, and do some wrist curls with this thing, and it will really kind of help you with that hand control. This is the lemon. It's a lemon. There's not much more to say. It's supposed to make you smile. It's supposed to be goofy. This is how it looks on my X3. So I provide spacers with my tools. Ray, you've got spacers and you've used it. Yes. Yep. So it has to come with spacers to keep it beautifully centered. But I can tell you that this conical shape that your hands take naturally when you just stick your fingers out, that's kind of what this lemon does. And this is, I don't know, I think 20 or 25 bucks on my site with the 20% discount code. I mean, it's solid, it's heavy, it's durable. And then this is the thunder handle. So A lot of my tools are based around a better hand because I told you about my journey with GripDeck. I designed it for my weak hand. Okay, and
Right.
say what you want, I still don't have that, but I believe in static holds with this product, heavy resistance, 30-second static holds, and if you couple that with, this is the thunder handle.
Nice.
If you couple the static holds with the thunder handle, again, you've only got the one placement here, which you see. Couple that with some static holds with this bad boy, and I can tell you with a 20% discount, I think that's going on until July 11th or something like that.
Yeah.
Man, you guys, I just can't say enough about how much better I'm getting on the table. I'm an average Joe. I'm just having fun, but I don't like to lose. So
Yeah.
Well,
Sure, I can see the appeal of these handles there. I mean, just your demonstrations alone, it seems like they're very functional. Even the gimmick, the lemon one, is still a functional tool. You know what I mean? It's still a highly functional tool, so that's great, man. I love that.
Well, I can tell you this. My, I don't know if you call him my protege, my student, whatever you want to call him, I made him train for 1 year before I let him compete. And the last couple of months before his first competition ever, I implemented the GripDeck into his training.
okay.
And he went to Patterson on May 31st. He went undefeated left and right and won the overalls as a super heavyweight.
Wow, that's really tough.
And nobody stopped him. I mean, he was just what, he just couldn't be stopped. So I'm so confident in him, I've actually put a $200 bounty on his head. That for Anaheim at UAL US Open, to the first person who can beat him, it doesn't matter left or right, first person to beat him either hand will get $200. If they beat him in the overalls, they'll get $300, $200 from me, and then the UAL is throwing $100 in. But unless they're training with this, they ain't got a snowball's chance in hell.
Yeah, well, something about it. Something about it. When you have the controlled environment that allows you to mimic the pressure escaping your fingers and the pressure needed through your thumb and your hand to actually work in a wrist flexion motion, it's really, really next to impossible to mimic what it feels like to apply pressure in a setup and then curl. It's really, really difficult. And so, yeah, man, once you get here and you're getting that wrist control of dragging it and the pressure into your fingers, it really makes it a little bit easier to get around your opponent's hand, find a sweet spot where you can go for control. And you have, it looks like you have a bit more of a top rolling style where you want to go backwards and over.
Yeah.
And so you're compounding the grip motion along with this, and so the muscle memory. You know, you'll find your own way. That's the beautiful component of it, is you can find your own way, and it's still, you can get the benefit if you're inside or an outside forward.
This thing has hit muscles in my hand and my forearm that I never thought I had.
Yeah.
Brady, are those the bands that you got when you originally got your GripDeck? Are those the bands that you got?
So that's what's really cool, right? So when you order these, you don't just get the handle. It comes with like 6 or 8 bands.
Perfect.
I've got 2 on this one, and then the rest are on this, which for me is like the perfect resistance. What I really like about it is when you put it into the handle, so you can pop this out, slip this off, and then I use this hole here to put on the handle, and then I grip it down, and then I just pull with it. And it hits in such a way, it's such a realistic movement. I guess that's the best way of putting it. It's such a realistic movement, and you're able to articulate what you want to do so well. Again, when I first saw your product, I'm just like, damn, they'll buy anything. You know, I'm not going to lie to you. And wow, I'm glad I was able to eat crow on this, because man, I'm telling you, this is a game changer. You changed arm wrestling grip tools, brother. I mean, you changed the game. And anybody who doesn't step up and try to level up to you, You're going to leave them behind. No need to spend $100 on a big bulky handle. It's all right here. It's all right here. You know, it's. And I think for my whole order, I'd have to double check, but I think the whole order only ran me like $149, which to me is a great value point.
Sure.
I got 3 products that work amazingly. Again, lightweight. You're not lifting up a 50-pound gym bag, you know. Yeah, like I said, brother, home run, grand slam, actually. So keep up the good work,
thank
man.
you for coming on.
Yeah.
That, and thank you for staying over, brother. I know you said 15 minutes, so I appreciate you staying over. Yeah. And anytime, brother, you know, you've got a home here with our podcast, and I love your products, man, and stay tuned for more workout videos.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. And I just want to say, if I could touch base on something.
Yes, sir.
You may have received one of our carabiners that we provide.
Yes.
I bought them in bulk, and in my line of work, you try to move through inventory instead of storing it.
Right.
So even though I wasn't too stoked on the 2-inch carabiners, we've upgraded to 3 and an 1/8-inch carabiners. These are 300 plus pounds carrying capacity. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to give people more for their buck. I'm trying my absolute best. These things, in order to get a very high quality layer line adhesion with maximum durability, we're talking about printing these things at 50 to 80 millimeters per second. That means the bracket alone takes me 8 hours to print.
Wow.
Just one of them. So when it comes to 3D printing, you are constantly chasing the value of time. And people think often, how much is that plastic? How much is this lemon? Well, it's interesting because are you questioning how much time it costs to print? Or do you mean how much does it cost in a roll of plastic, like what you see there?
Right.
Because in that form, it's only worth $20.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But in this form, after 3.5 hours, plus all the packaging, plus all of the time I spend on advertising and all the overhead, all the hard work and all the dedication, all the conversations, you know, things start to change in value rather than like when you first see a product, you $150 for what you've got, Ray. You might start breaking it down in terms of material costs. And, you know, the average Joe is not a wholesaler, so what do you truly know about the value of something once it's gone from this shape to another? You take water, you can cut it easily with a knife, but turn it into an ice cube. It's not so easy. It's a totally different thing, but it's water that you froze. It's changed. It's something else. So this is not just plastic to me. I'll get comments like out the wazoo, people who have maybe a little bit more of a pessimistic mindset on the prices. It's very difficult to start a company in your 20s in 2026. It's very expensive. It's very expensive, okay? You guys have paid gas in California. Dude, I don't even want to be a part of that, okay? But so some things I'm trying to do is, Ray, you're familiar with the quick swap aspect of this. Now,
yes, sir.
I tried to supply something that, one, the world has never seen, and two, you can't find anywhere. Because one, that makes me competitive, and two, I get the thrill of designing something that's authentic. And so this is a quick swap mechanism, and basically what you do is you can do it from either side. You just push off the bracket with your thumb, poof, like that. Take the spacers off, just like that, and then, you know, you could add something else on. And then you simply push it back in, just like that. And you're ready to go. So that's how you change out a handle on the X3. You know, I have found that this is just making me smile more and more as I fine tune it. And it's going to get a little bit of a reboot very soon. It's going to get a little bit chunkier. I got guys who are doing, a fella named Tim Connors is a strongman. He told me, he's like, I would love to buy more 3D printed products. I purchased this other one. I won't say the name. It broke on the first try. And that had me thinking, should all of my D-rings be rated for 300 plus pounds in case some, I'm trying to make this product for one person at a time. For Raymond, for Tim, for me, for some girl who just picked up arm wrestling. And that means that Ray's going to be doing a lot more than this girl. I can't just make the product for the girl, even though it's easier and cheaper for me and faster. So I'm just trying to take as much advice. I'm trying to pay attention as close as I can. I'm becoming just more and more of a student of what we do in arm wrestling. And no one's right or wrong because your arms and your fingers and your tendons and your everything's different. So, and you've got your own mind. So I think the stigma in arm wrestling comes from people who find strength in what they've done. And so there's some hard thoughts in arm wrestling. A lot of, wrench turning, like mechanics and farmers, super strong people who are very rigid in their mind. And that has its place anywhere. That rigidity has its place, but be more open-minded with where we can go and why we might come up with new stuff. Because I'm feeling a little bit of friction from some of the old school guys. For example, Devin Larratt, I love him to death. He's everyone's guy. Devin Larratt's the people's guy. But I saw his eyes. He doesn't care too much for this because he doesn't believe in gripping. Okay, but he loves this because he believes in the benefits of a strong thumb, a bigger thumb pad, and everything like that, right? So this doesn't work for him, but Ray loves it, and I love it. This has changed my game. This has changed everything for me. Right. So something like this, it's not steel, it's not metal. It has metal components, and it's very strong and durable. These things are all true, but some people just might say, I couldn't care less. Why change it if it ain't broke? I'm just going to use metal this. It just looks crazy. GripDeck, it's got grip in the name. I just hope that as time goes on, we keep supporting each other one way or another, and I'll just keep making stuff that is as authentic as possible, and we can break through the financials. Arm wrestling is stuck. It's stuck right now, okay? Clicks and viral, everything. You can scroll for days on arm wrestling because you capture the best moments, and anyone wants to watch two big guys screaming at each other. Right. But the issue is where the money, there's no influx of real money. We've got 1,000 competitions at the average level for tens of thousands of people like you guys and like me, but there's no real money being made. And the problem with that is you can't give back. It's like your taxes. You pay into taxes so that your state can do something to better your environment with it. But right? That's not what's happening. I won't even get into that. Americans know that. But we need to circulate more thoughts because we need to innovate more to generate more income for the industry so that the average Joe can increase their ability, I guess, in the sport. So that's crazy. That's a lot of words, but I got a lot going on up here, and I'm invigorated. That's sometimes how I talk. I'm sorry about that.
No, man, that's awesome. I love your energy, brother. And see, that's what our show's about, bro. It's really about our guests when we have them on here. Let you guys talk. Let you control the vibe and the rhythm of everything. We don't try to overtalk you and try to force our points, down your throat. So, man, talk away. Like if you're good with staying on, we'll stay on. If you got to go, then we'll go. But like you said, brother, I've been involved in the sport since 1985. And even though visibly the sport has never been more visible worldwide and to the masses as it is today. But the problem is you have people like Robert Drink, the money behind the UAL when it first opened up. The guy was giving away Mustangs. He was giving away hundreds of thousands of dollars. but he couldn't gain the support to sustain the company. Then you had the WAL, Steve Kaplan, invested $13 million into this sport. And he couldn't sustain his brand because he couldn't get the support from the community. I mean, I remember being at Halloween Havoc in Hollywood, and they were literally paying people off the street just so they could fill the venue. When that venue should have been packed with arm wrestlers. Yep. You know, now you've got Greg Sharp with the WSA. You know, he's got that thing on Tubi. Then he's got the Ultimate Arm Wrestler that's getting ready to come up, giving away some major money. But all his events leading up to his finals, they're not getting that much support from what I'm seeing. And it's funny because arm wrestlers want to get paid. They want the money. Well, you need to show up. You need to support the companies that have sponsored the event, most and foremost, right? You've got GripDeck, and you have other companies out there. If we don't support you, if we don't buy your products, if we don't show your products, then you're not going to be able to give back. It's like what we're doing. We just launched a sponsorship program where companies can pay a monthly fee, and like what you'll see on your interview, we've got your website up, we got your discount for the 4th of July that'll go across the screen, right? So we've got a sponsor like right now. We've got sportsgrips.com. They're sponsoring, you know, the show, the first one. And then we also launched a sponsor program. So we're sponsoring an arm wrestler, Danny Madreas. You know, you've got to support people that want to put back into the sport. And I commend you for everything that you're doing. Stay positive, man. Keep that chin up. Keep pushing forward. You're doing great.
Thank you.
Yeah, but here's the thing that I think people need to take to heart is nobody's coming to save arm wrestling. It's, you know, we've already had a couple of people try. It's literally down to us, you know, the people who actually love it now. We're gonna have to make it the way that we want it so that it can succeed. So don't give up. Don't let any of the old guys, you know, talk to you about, this is just plastic or whatever. You know, I think it's a great product. I'm super interested in it. Dre, he rants and raves about it. So, I mean, I believe in it. If the creator of Country Crush really likes something, then I'm all on board too, bro. So, you know, for sure, you have our seal of approval.
Absolutely. And, super grateful for that. And it's not just because the guys are older that there's any kind of a negative stigma towards my products. It's that in order for arm wrestling to grow, the guys who are wanting to get sponsored and paid as athletes, they are more like content creators / athletes, right? So their mechanism for generation is views. Their mechanism for generation, you can be a great arm wrestler, and you might see this at the top at East First West. Some of these guys, you don't even know their name.
Right.
But they're phenomenal athletes. And they're not going to get paid as much as some of the people who are just way more charismatic on screen. And it's not even close. It's really not even close. I got to learn some stuff and talk to the guys that competed East First West firsthand in a dark room with a beer in our hand at a bar underground where no lick of social media would hear us. And some of the things that I talked to them about was that there is no real honest, business-minded people who also love arm wrestling. We've got a lot of arm wrestlers that see the world through an arm wrestling lens, but business is very cold, it's very rigid. And if you understand the language, I'm not saying that I do. I'm saying that for me to really fall in love with business, I had to make sure I understood, I even knew what it was. And I like that it's cold. I like that it's rigid, because if you have weaknesses, you have to almost figure out what's wrong with you first before you can become successful in business. And so what's happening is a lot of the old school guys that have a big voice in arm wrestling nowadays that deserve all their credit, they just don't have the business-minded edge that could help financially thrive the arm wrestling community into the future, right? Because you look at Dana White, what he did for UFC. It was the people he bought it from that didn't have the business-minded edge. He bought it for, I don't know, like a few million, and now it's worth obviously hundreds of billions. It was Dana White, a super young guy who was in the industry, who had a better mind for business, that was able to help elevate MMA, all of MMA, all of them. There was a discussion before between what's better, MMA, this new thing, or boxing. MMA will never beat out boxing. And like, just look at what it's done. So that's one cherry-picked example from my conversation. You could find other conversations to go against what I said or maybe go along with it. But I do think that I am going to stay smiling against all odds because I believe and I know that what I am doing is authentic. I don't just wake up out of bed. My mind starts to like operate on priority and like kind of what I need to do now. And it's almost it's more like a consistent mission. Whereas before I started what I'm doing, I always questioned what I was doing. And there's no room for questioning anymore. There's just room for action. And I'm very, very proud of a lot of my close local guys because I think I've helped elevate them too. They see my work ethic. They see me in places they've never thought in their mind they'd see me. They're seeing my product. And you would think this is just a dumb lemon, but it's the work ethic behind the dumb lemon that makes it valuable. You know, you got to have results. You got to put in work to get results. So arm wrestling needs to put in business work ethic to get business results. It's the only way it will stand tall. And East vs. West is doing great. Robert Baxter, you guys have any time to learn in depth about what he has done in real estate, how he used to be like a loan officer, how he became partial owner in Five Guys, and then he started working with Dexter Tan, and now Dexter Tan's part of Cutbob. I mean, I couldn't even get into this with you guys right now. There's just not enough time. But it's the business guys. You know, Ingen Terziu, he's worth $1 trillion. But it's his business capability within the rigid, confined limits of business that he was incapable of growing East vs. West to what I think Robert Baxter and Dexter Tan can do because of that understanding of business. And I see a lot of growth in the industry, but we gotta remember that business comes first when we talk about money. It's not passion. It's not. It's business is rigid. Business is cold. It can be complex, but it's pretty straightforward and it's everywhere. So just look around you. Within spitting distance, if you're renting a home, that's business. Somebody's in the real estate game. Reach out, learn a little bit more. You know,
right?
And the answer for me is not money, but it is passion, and I find it really hard to give back when I don't have the means to. So I'm working hard. I just want to give back as much as I can, but right now I need to keep reinvesting, and I believe that I can give back more in the future when I have more. So I'm not. There's no 80 or 90%. There's no words from anyone else. Just because I see a lot of the smaller guys are really proud, and that's enough for me. And you guys taking your time on a Sunday to do this and have me on is just a great thing.
You know, I just had one question before we end this. Have you ever thought of taking this to Shark Tank?
Yeah.
It would be. I mean, wow! I think it would be a hit.
Yeah. Are you guys familiar with Damon by chance?
Yeah.
So he's one of the sharks that I'd love to work with, but I want to bring with him a little bit more proof of concept. And you know, are you familiar with the GD Mini? It's the GD Max, but it's the GD Max's little brother.
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
So the GD Mini is the first model I started with, and it's perfectly even. So this has increased leverages. There's less to grab here, and there's more room for resistance here. So it just makes it a lot harder. The GD Mini is a little easier. Well, that's much more versatile, and I think appeals to a much larger group of people. And so that's something I would pursue. But I really am interested in 6 figures or more of proof of sales, not in my pocket. Be rest assured, if you guys have had 1 minute in business ownership, none of that money belongs to you, and you don't make anything more than 30% of it if you're lucky. It's just all got to go back. So when I hit 6 figures, I think I'll have some reputation, bring to Shark Tank. I'll say, this is everything I've got. Look at this portfolio. Look at this product. I've spent enough time, skin in the game. I'm looking for this, this, and that. And I grew up watching Shark Tank. I mean, it's, it's a dream, right?
Yes, sir.
I appreciate that question because I kind of idolize those guys. Those guys are so great. They've just been working for 30, 40 years nonstop. You don't even know how a human can do what they do. It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, they say that to be a millionaire, you have to function off 3 to 4 hours of sleep a day.
Yep.
And billionaire is even less.
Yeah. Then they say too that the first million is the hardest, right?
That makes sense.
Yeah, my first million was hard to make.
Yeah, it only gets easier after the first million.
Well, it also depends on how you make it too.
That's right. I haven't made a million, so I don't even know if there's any validity to that statement. But I'm just saying it.
Brother, me either.
Well, I can actually say that I have been a millionaire 3 times in my life. But I don't have a business mind. I don't have the brain, the knowledge of how to invest my money. So as fast as I made it, I spent it.
And what did you tell us earlier? How many handles did you give away?
2,300 handles I gave away.
Here's your answer right there.
2,300 handles, and that was through sponsorships of events. I had 12
guy and give them away.
I had 12 athletes that I was sponsoring with product and with money. That I had a national publication that I was with, Muscle Sport Magazine, that I was investing in. I was going to all the expos. I was at the Olympia, the Arnold Classic. I had contracts to show up and boost at other expos. So I put a lot of money into it. My issue wasn't that I didn't have I had all the hype. I had everything. Everybody was buying my handles. My problem is my health didn't hold up. In 2017, I had a stroke, but still managed to stay in business. Then I had a heart attack, still managed to stay in business through that. And then I was, you talk about Michael Todd. I used to sponsor Michael Todd. I sponsored his event. I remember his first event that he put on, the Michael Todd Invitational. Country Crush sponsored the event, $5,000. And it's kind of funny, I had forgot to send him the money. And it was the day before the event. It's 4:00 in the morning, California time. I'm hooked up to a dialysis machine, and Michael calls me. He goes, "Hey, bud, how you doing?" I'm like, I'm on a dialysis machine. He's like, "What? What are you talking about? Why didn't I know this?" And I sent him the money. Michael actually, I'd have to go back and double check, but under Michael's code, I sold like 160, 170 handles under his code. He was a great ambassador for Country Crush. He really put us out there, put us over the top. I'm not the biggest fan of the King's Move. I have my own personal nickname for it. But it's Michael, much like every other elite puller. You know, to be at that level and to remain at that level for as long as Michael has, you know, says something. And you got to give the man credit where credit's due. You talk about business. I may not like everything, but, you know, Michael had a great mind for business. You know, he built the Monster Factory by involving the community of arm wrestling. He got people to invest in his idea, and the Monster Factory is a big success, you know, and that's good for him, because I remember when I was sponsoring him, Hot Springs, Arkansas, didn't even know they had the world champion in their backyard, you know?
Right.
And
Yeah.
so, but yeah, man, so like I said, I appreciate it. And dude, and thank you for staying way over the 15 minutes. You are awesome, brother. You are really, really awesome. But I do have to go, unfortunately. I have to get my evening going. But I want to say thank you again, Zach. Thank you for a great product, brother. And I don't get, you know, I don't say it a lot. You know, bro, you just knocked it out of the park. Just knocked it right out of the park. Keep up the good
Those
work,
bands
man.
are really high quality too, the ones that you use on them.
Oh, bro, these bands are awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, let me pull one off. And that easy to put on and pull off.
Yeah.
I mean,
Here's what's cool too. Yeah, check this out. Oh, and then one thing is too, I switched to a PTFE industrial grease for the action on the spine. And so the idea is that you will have longer benefits for the lubrication portion. Because I used to use coconut oil because the fat wasn't as corrosive as, say, a petroleum product. So it would stay lubricated in the middle, reducing the squeaking. It's plastic on plastic with 100 pounds resistance. It's going to squeak, right? So
right.
We've since upgraded to this. If you guys want to, I'm going to buy a bulk order of this in the thousands, and I'm going to supply you guys with a tiny tube of it, so you guys will be able to take that home with the order as well. But check this out. So this is a torch. So these bands are for right now. You can't. I don't know if you can see that. That's orange in there.
Right.
Yeah.
It's shooting a flame. You really can't see it. But right now, I'm just literally blasting this rubber band with this torch. And it's smoking.
Yep.
But that's one of the qualities of it, that it will, obviously I can't hold this forever, it's rubber, but I'm holding this torch, it does like 1200 degrees off the tip.
Oh, it's crazy.
This is a military grade rubber band, it's not melting.
Wow.
Wow, man.
And so these are fully, this is as quality as it can get, really. So yeah, I mean, just like that, you know.
That's cool.
They'll come with 6. You guys can just add a pack if you're super strong, add some extra resistance bands. As you mentioned before, you questioned the durability of the bands over time. They're rubber bands. Rubber elasticity only lasts so long. I can't change physics. I'm hoping to find a different way to make them last longer. Maybe add more bands to every order. That could be the answer to the question as well.
Now, when the bands do run out, are you able to go to the website and order new bands? Just
Yeah,
bands?
They're on there.
Oh, nice.
Yep, and different quantities for anywhere from $3 all the way to I think I do a 30-pack, which I just
Okay.
the price on the 30-pack.
Yep.
So I make probably, I think I make $3 or $4 off of that, off of whatever it's maybe like 19 or 18 bucks or something for the 30-pack.
Yep.
I make it $3 or $4 off of that. That's business. If I keep doing things for free, as much as I love humans, as much as I love and see everyone as a brother, as an uncle, as a sister, as a father, you can't give stuff away in business because you can't give anything back in the future. So
and nobody should be asking you for free stuff. You know,
you'd be shocked.
You know, and they shouldn't. Honestly, if the people of this community want to see you truly succeed, and they want to see you be around in the next 5 to 10 years, No, they don't ask you for free shit. They say, all right, man, let's support GripDeck. Let's go buy their products. Let's lift them up. You know, and then if you've got promoters that you work with, sure, maybe throw the promoters some of your handles to give away. But as far as individual customers, take it from me, take it from somebody who invested tens of thousands of dollars into sponsoring athletes. You do not get your money back from giving away free shit. You don't. Because most people don't even want to make the videos. They don't want to promote it. They don't even have a clue what a brand ambassador is. Yeah. You know? They just think, oh, well, I said Country Crush or I said GripDeck once this month. Give me my check.
Yep.
You know, take that money, like you said, keep reinvesting it. And the thing is, brother, when people realize that you're not a pushover and they're not going to intimidate you into free stuff, you'll get more respect. Your company will skyrocket even more, and you'll be the face of arm wrestling grip tools. You know, and like Mike said, I gave away 2,300 handles. Where did it get me? So, but listen, guys, with that, I am going to let Zach go. Zach from GripDeck.com. Thank you for coming. GripDeckTools.com. Sorry. Don't forget his 4th of July sale, 20% off. Spell it out completely. It's on the bottom going off the ticker tape. Until next guys times, this is The Pit. Peace, love, and hang loose.